Hello everybody, the Cork Thermomixers, happy Sunday. How is everybody doing today? I hope you're having a good Sunday. And today I'm gonna do a tutorial on a couple of things. I have noticed few questions over the last few days from clients, from people in the group, that I decided let's do a tutorial to show you how to use the Cookidoo website to its maximum potential, because there is so many things that you can do, so many recipes that you can search, that I have an intuition and quite a good idea that not everybody's using it like that. But before I start, I'm gonna show you a couple of things that I have been asked recently. One is we're gonna go into the platform. I'm gonna do it on the website, on the laptop, rather than on the TM6 or on the app. The one in the app doesn't have the full functionality for the translation of recipes that I want to show you today, so I'm gonna do it on the laptop. In the machine, what I want to show you, one thing is, if you were to use any recipe from Cookidoo America, from the USA, as you know, their metric system or the way the scales are is slightly different. So let me show you how you could change it manually, or also if you do a recipe, it changes for you, okay? So let me change the camera. I'm gonna show you. I want everybody to be comfortable to share questions with me so I can see all the messages coming up. So if you have any questions at any point, please bring it up, ask the question, and I'll answer it for you. And if I don't know, I'll figure it out later and I'll come back to you. Also, welcome everybody. I know a lot of you might not know me. I'm Sara de Miguel, one of the Thermomix advisors in Cork. So let me turn around my camera, and we're gonna start with the first thing I want to show you is, if you were to look for recipes in Thermomix USA, what can you do? You can look at two ways. You can go to settings. So if you go to the three lines, come to settings. Here you're gonna see the language, the country, transportation mode. If you are traveling with Thermomix, I highly recommend that you have it on. And also you have here the system of measurement. We have the metric, the one that we use in grams and Celsius in Europe, and you see it's ticked. And you also have the imperial, ounces and Fahrenheit. You could tick it as well by just pressing on it, okay? And it will change. Or what you can do, which is what I want to show you today, is recently cooked recipes. I have one that I used the other day. It was from Thermomix, the USA, or we can search for it. It was the coffee that I made. Let me find it. Where do I have it? Dalgona coffee. I can search for it. Maybe better searching. So when I search for it, and I search in Cookidoo, in this case, I'm gonna have to click on my filters. I'm gonna have to scroll all the way down, not to languages, but to country. And there is where I need to select. All the way down, I'm gonna select the States, the United States. Now you can see the number of results has increased. I click on it, and when I search here for my Dalgona coffee, that is the one that I know a lot of you have been talking about, okay, which is the magic Dalgona coffee. If I look at the ingredients, okay, and I scroll down here, do you see already is in ounces for the sugar and everything? If I go and I start cooking, click on it, insert the butterfly whisk, okay, perfect. Here, do you see it's in ounces? And already it's telling me, okay? So you can start pouring down and you will have it, I think it's 15 grams in total if you do the conversion. Or you cannot change to grams. That's a question that someone asked me the other day. Can you change a recipe from ounces to grams? No, you can't, but you'll measure it. Now, this particular recipe has been so successful and so many people are doing it that they have converted into UK as well. So if you search for the Dalgona coffee, you're gonna find actually they have a lot of them, not only in the USA, they also have it in Australia. So if I filter and I include as well Australia, you will see that there is the same recipe, but it is in few different countries. So one recipe, if I reset it, and instead of Dalgona, I filter by Australia. Okay, I come here, and you see that's one of the things you need to remember. The filters are lost every time, so you need to include them every time I show. And when I come here and I look at Dalgona, it's not there. Okay, it's maybe coffee in that case, so it's magic coffee, I think they call it. Magic coffee. Chocolate sauce, Robin. Search. It's not showing. I'll search for it. But one thing as well I want to show you here, when we were in the filters, if we had the states as well, okay, when we are talking about a lot of the last few days about coffee, and I'll show you as well in a minute by clicking in all of them. Here, when you look for recipes, you can look at recipes, or you can scroll down, and do you see there that we also have collections? So I can search as well here. So the one I wanted to show you is this one, Facebook Live. So they did a Facebook Live the other day in the States, and every recipe that they cooked is being added here, and they were all around coffee. So you have the bullet coffee, the Dalgona or magic coffee, the Copa de Nono, and also they made the coffee cream. Some people ask me as well, can you froth milk in the Thermomix? You can, and I'll show you in a minute how you do it. So I wanted to show you that, how to convert it from grams to ounces, and also how to search for recipes in the Thermomix. Now we're gonna go into the laptop, and I'll show you there the other things I wanted to show you today, or how to translate it. So when I come to my laptop and I go into Cookidoo, let me put a phone here. Okay, 2 seconds. So when I look at in the laptop and I go into Cookidoo, the first thing we're gonna see is how do you search for recipes. So it's gonna be the same as what we did in the TM6. I go explore and I search for my recipes in Cookidoo. I'm gonna click search here. And as you can see, we have the recipes, but here we also have collections and we have articles. No worries, Jenny, we are just starting, so you didn't miss much. I can look for collections. And one thing I wanted to show you today is, few people have been asking me, okay, I only cook for 2 people, I don't cook for a big family. How can I reduce the quantities, or what can I do? You can do 2 things. You can search for recipes looking at the filters here. And when I click at the filters here, I can scroll down and search by quantity, okay, that I want to make. Or I can show all the categories. This is the collections. In the collections I can, in the normal recipes, okay, I could, or what I wanted to show you is this. If I go and I filter and I add the countries, okay, let me add the other countries. Scroll down and I include all the other countries. You can go all of them if you wanted, but particularly Spain, I think as well. France has few, Germany. What I'm gonna show you is that you can select recipes by, when I search, I can search by dinner for 2, dinner for 2, dinner for 1. So what it's showing me is, look at all the collections that they have where their recipes have been adapted to just make 2 portions. So if I go at dinners for 2 in this collection, it's like a theme, there is a total of 10 recipes where every single one of them will have quantity for only 2 people, 2 servings, okay? So for example, if I go into the rice or maybe the ginger beer and sesame dripping sauce, it's serving, okay? Or I can go as well and look at the rotis or the dumplings. It will be the number of portions, in this case, will be for dinner for 2. Okay, 6, I think it's 12 dumplings, or 6 per person. The other way you can also do is, instead of search the way I search by collection, you can actually search by here, but I can search the filter. So you see there in the filter, I'm in recipes, I'm not in collections, and when I scroll down here, what you are gonna see is that I have the normal number of portions. So I can click there in portions and just select the 2 in this case. If we are searching for just 2 portions, okay? That's what I'll be able to see, and I'll have a total of 400 recipes right now that are all done with less than 2 portions. Now, if I was to search for recipes that I want all around the world, what you can do is, instead of portions, we can click out of here, and I can go into filters, and I can select as many countries as I want. Now, one thing to keep in mind, you can maybe only look for soups. Let's do that. If we were looking only for soups, it will give me all the soups, and now I want to see, okay, how many countries, how many different recipes are there? Not here, okay, and I'll scroll up a bit so I show you. We are not looking at the language. Don't go to the language because it will only give you the ones in English. What you want is language. You see there? No, what we want is scroll all the way down, and then you are in the country. By looking at the country, all the recipes will come. So it's up to you, and I know some of you are asking me the question. You can go with all the countries if you want, or if maybe you only like the cuisine, I don't know, in Australia, America, and in Ireland, or maybe you only want French cuisine, then you select the ones that you want, okay? So for example, I'm gonna go as well with France, Germany, Italy, and I'm gonna look at what soups they do in Malaysia. So now I have a total of 1,687 soups that have been done, recipes that are in Cookidoo. When I click on it here, I can already start seeing a lot of them that are in languages that I don't know, I don't speak. So what can you do to translate this? In your, this is only for the computer, okay? You cannot do this either on the Thermomix or on the app. If you come here at the top, do you see there that it also shows different steps? So what you can do is you can come all the way down. Here, when you scroll all the way down in your it will show you the language. Okay, 1 second. Even I have Chinese ones. Here, you see I have it in English? Well, you could select it, and this is what I did earlier. I changed it to Spanish, and then I went change, and it changes into Spanish. You see now here is all in Spanish. So here, what it does is, if you see that there, it says translate this page. This is done by Google. So you can go from Spanish to English, and it goes into English. But for example, if I wanted one of the recipes that it was maybe in German, let me show you this one. This one is probably in French. Okay, so this recipe is in French. And do you see all the ingredients? Everything is in French. Let me log in, because I don't know why I didn't log in. So all the ingredients are in French. The preparation and everything is in French. I don't speak French. So how I do this? Okay, so what we do is, as I did earlier, scroll all the way down, change there. Do you see here? It says Español. Okay, I'm gonna change it into English. So I look for the UK. In Spanish, it's gonna be Reino Unido. And once I have selected, it will change my language to English. I change. And now here on the top, you see French to English by Google Translate. So all I have to do is come down and just say yes, go into English, and chocolate chip muffin appears. Scroll down, and you see now all these ingredients are in English instead of French. So 2 steps you have to do. You have to go all the way down to the bottom of the page, look at the actual country, change it from where you are to the one, okay? So ensure that you have it in English. That will trigger in your laptop that at the top here, it will show this. And when you click on it, it says translate this page. This is nothing to do with Cookidoo. This is your actual laptop that Google offers this service where they translate the pages for you One caveat, okay, one thing to keep in mind is that sometimes 1 or 2 words might not be fully accurate, so keep that in mind, okay? If you see something a bit funny, that's the reason. But here you can change it. You can change it back to French, and then my recipe will go back to French, or if I go back to English, or if you look at here, the 3 dots, and I click on it, you can choose another language, always translate French, always translate, never translate French, never translate this side, or page is not in French. So as you can see, Google is giving you a lot of options that this will be all the ingredients. And if I signed login, let me log in. I don't know why it logged me out. When I log in, the recipe is already now in English. Do you see it there? Preheat the oven to 180 degrees, butter the imprints of a muffin tin and set aside. So as you see, it's a really good, accurate translation. It works really well. The only thing is this is only in your laptop. You cannot do this translation in Cookidoo. So the recipe in Cookidoo will still be in French, each step, but you could have your laptop or your tablet next to you, and when you are reading the step in French, particularly the actual ingredients, because the steps are gonna be, the recipes are gonna be preset or guided cooking. So the recipe is gonna be really easy to just maybe move the dial to the right. But the ingredients, it will be handy if you come into your computer, you look at the ingredients list in your language, and then you can go and make the recipe that you want. Any questions so far? I'll leave you to write comments and ask me any questions, and I'll happily help you. No questions? Okay. So that is what I wanted to show you today. Another thing I'm gonna show you as well is the cookie. So if you come to your username and you come to the account, okay. Some of you, I know you have been selling your TM5 secondhand, and I want to share this as well in case anybody is doing it. You can come to your account overview and you can look at the membership, the devices, okay? So in this case, I only have a TM6, I don't have the TM5, but if I have the TM5, it would be here, or also here on the left, my devices. Here, I can add a device and I can deactivate a device. So if you have a cookkey and you are selling the Thermomix and you are giving the new owner the cookkey, please ensure that you have to click here and deactivate both your Thermomix and your cookkey. Otherwise, the new person cannot go into their system and add the device. So if you are selling your TM5, you need to come to your settings, into your profile, my devices, there, deactivate whatever device, if it's the TM6 or if it's the cookkey, it will be here as well. Deactivate both. And then the other person can do the exact same steps, go into the Cookidoo, go into her devices or his devices, and instead of deactivate, he will have to add a device. And here is where it will put the serial number that in the TM6 or the TM5 is in the machine in settings, and also the serial number for the cookkey, which is at the back of the cookkey, is the long number. I don't know if it's 7 or 8 digits. It's a long number. If you turn the cookkey, the back of it, you will see it. Okay, so today I wanted to show you that, how to deactivate and activate a cookkey if you are selling your TM5 to somebody else, how to convert the ingredients and the quantities from grams into ounces by selecting the system that you want to use, the measuring system in the TM5 and the TM6, how to also use filters if you want to do different portions, or look for collections with recipes that have been made with less quantity. Also show you that there is lots of coffees and lots of recipes that you can search all around the world for you to make. And finally, and I think this one was the one that everybody was really excited was how to translate the recipes. So I know a lot of times you ask me, Sarah, would you translate it? And I don't have any problem. But sometimes what I do is that I just go into the website, click the Google Translator on the top part of my screen, and straight away it shows to me. So if any questions, or if anybody's watching this video afterwards, write a comment and let me know and I'll help you. But I hope you found it interesting and helpful, and I'm looking forward to get and see lots of your pictures of the new recipes that you are cooking that might be from a different country, and who knows, you might also learn maybe a new language. Okay, Jenny, what you can do, if it's the Polish page, you have the American one as well, or the Polish. You scroll down at the bottom, look at it. I'll do it with you. Let's do it together. So if I go to search, and I'm gonna add, you are in the Polish one, let me add it. So if I go to the Polish one, so in the filters, I go all the way down. Okay, I go all the way down to Polish. So if I select Poland, okay, so I have here Poland, let's do it together. And I'm gonna show, I search for the Dalgona coffee, okay? And this is the one, right, that you are in it. So I click on the recipe, and if I scroll down, like Jenny was doing, it's in Polish right now, and I don't speak Polish, so I don't have a clue what that is. You see at the very bottom, it says English. Okay, I'm gonna change the country or region to Poland. Poland, and I go change. Okay, straight away here it shows Polish to English. Right now it's in Polish. All I have to do is here click English, and now it's after changing to English. I scroll down, you can see the ingredients are all in English, and let me sign in because for some reason it signed me out because he went into the Poland website, that's why it's kicking me out every time. And now here I have the ingredients and also the method. So what you need to do, Jenny, the first step is come all the way down and change here where is the, I'll do a screenshot as well so you can see it. Here, you see the country? You change that to Polish. In this case, it was English first. Now you change it into Polish. And then at the top of the page, in the bar, the Google bar, it will show the translator. So if I change now this back to Great Britain, and I go change, you see up here, it will show. Okay, so now it's in Polish. So you need to change it back into Poland at the bottom, here, English to Polish. And then it will work for you. Try it again, and if you have any questions, let me know. There is also an app. I put it on the Cookidoo today. On the Cork Thermomixers as well. A link that it goes straight into a Google Translator, and that works very well as well. Any questions, guys? Let me know. Have a lovely, lovely Sunday. Bye, bye, bye.